He's not. And I think I understand the assignment now. You look at this game, and Kevin Stefanski is almost like the captain on the ship of the Titanic. He's going down with the ship. His way, nobody else's way. Myles Garrett just set a franchise record with 5 sacks in a game, and they lost 32-13. This season or into next year, as if Kevin Stefanski is not there.
Let's put this in perspective, because I don't think people really understand what just happened. Myles Garrett didn't just have a good game. He had a career-defining, record book-shattering, legacy-cementing performance. 5 sacks. Let me repeat that. 5. Only 20 players in the entire history of the NFL have ever done that. That's one of those once-in-a-decade frame-the-jersey, call Canton early kind of games. He was a one-man demolition crew, a walking nightmare. Every snap, the Patriots' offensive line looked like it was being haunted by number 95. Quarterback drops back, boom, Myles is there. Screenplay, doesn't matter, he's still there. You could feel the panic through the television. And yet somehow, Cleveland lost, 32-13. Let that sink in. A man breaks NFL history, and his team puts up 13 points. You know how insane that is? That's like scoring 50 in the NBA and still losing by 20. That's not football injustice, that's offensive malpractice. Myles Garrett earned a parade. Instead, he got a sideline meltdown. He slammed his helmet down because he knew all that dominance, all that fire, all that history, wasted. And while he's out there rewriting record books, Shedeur Sanders is stuck watching a playbook that looks like it was written in crayon. This isn't about stats anymore. It's about standards. When your best player's breaking records and your offense is breaking hearts, somebody's got to be held accountable. So be honest, is Kevin Stefanski losing this locker room? Or are the Browns just too scared to unleash the one guy who could save it, Shedeur Sanders? Drop your take below, because that 5-sack night might have just broken more than a record. It might have broken Cleveland's patience.
Part of that. I don't care how dire the situation looks. I'm going to try to make something happen. So I hate coming out of those situations. I hate, that kind of inevitability and not being able to do anything about it, because I want to win and I'll do anything.
I can't do more than that, man. And when Myles Garrett, the heart of your defense, your captain, your franchise cornerstone, says something like that, that's not frustration, that's resignation. That's a man realizing he's carrying a team that refuses to carry him back. You just witnessed one of the greatest defensive performances in NFL history. 5 sacks, a safety forced, a game so dominant it should have been immortalized. And it still wasn't enough to keep Cleveland in it. And Kevin Stefanski walks to the podium talking about Dillon Gabriel like we didn't all just watch that same disaster. 2 picks, a safety, negative energy, negative momentum. You name it, he gave it. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders, calm, prepared, waiting, has to sit there and pretend patience is progress. RG3 went nuclear on air, said what every Cleveland fan's been screaming into their pillows. How do you look your locker room in the eye after a performance like that and say, we're running it back? Because that's the thing. This isn't just a coaching decision anymore. This is a credibility crisis. The locker room knows it, the fans feel it, and Stefanski just told the world he'd rather go down his way than admit he's wrong. Myles Garrett is breaking records. Shedeur Sanders is breaking expectations. But Stefanski, he's breaking Cleveland's belief in him. He said exactly what needed to be said. How do you waste a 5-sack performance? How? RG3 was fed up. Not emotional, not overreacting, just done watching the same story on repeat. He said this is what happens when coaching pride becomes more important than production. Because Myles Garrett gave you everything. Blood, sweat, record-breaking dominance. And you gave him 13 points. Think about that. You have a player rewriting NFL history, and your offense is out there running in circles like it's preseason week 1? This isn't bad football. It's disrespect. To your defense, to your fans, to every man in that locker room who's playing championship-level football while the offense keeps them chained to mediocrity. And Stefanski? He walks to the podium after a 32-13 embarrassment and says, Dillon Gabriel is still our quarterback. No accountability, no adjustment, no urgency, just blind faith in a plan that's already fallen apart. RG3 said it best. When your best player is breaking records and your coach is breaking excuses, you've lost the locker room. This isn't just a bad game anymore. It's about leadership. It's about identity. And right now, the Browns don't have either. Myles Garrett deserves better. Cleveland deserves better. And somewhere on that sideline, Shedeur Sanders is watching this train wreck thinking, y'all don't really get it yet, do ya?
The only way this Cleveland Browns team gets better this season or into next year is if Kevin Stefanski is not there. The only way Shedeur Sanders gets an opportunity in Cleveland to be the guy is if Kevin Stefanski is never going to give Shedeur Sanders an opportunity. He's not. And I think I understand the assignment now. You look at this game, and Kevin Stefanski is almost like the captain on the ship of the Titanic. He's going down with the ship. His way, nobody else's way. Myles Garrett just set a franchise record with 5 sacks in a game, and they lost 32-13 because Kevin Stefanski is not what's doing in the best interest of the team.
Oh my God, what is he doing? That's how G. Bush started. And honestly, he was just saying what every single person in Cleveland was already thinking. He broke it down like a film session and a funeral at the same time. He said, you don't panic in your own end zone unless you're lost, unless you don't trust what you see. And that right there, that's not poise. That's panic. 2 interceptions, a safety, 152 yards of chaos. That's not an off day. That's a cry for help. Because let's be real, this ain't about protection or play calling or rhythm. This is about a quarterback who looks shook, feet jittery, eyes darting, throwing behind his own guys. When the moment gets loud, he shrinks. And while Dillon Gabriel's out there looking like he's still trying to find the first down marker, Shedeur Sanders is standing on that sideline with his helmet on, stone face, like a man watching somebody else spin his opportunity. G. Bush said it plain. If I'm Myles Garrett, I'm pissed. If I'm Jerry Jeudy, I'm pissed. If I'm a fan, I'm disgusted because the defense gave you everything and your quarterback gave you nothing. That safety wasn't just 2 points. It was 2 words. We done. The kind of mistake that kills momentum, trust, and belief in all one snap. And then you got Kevin Stefanski walking up to the podium saying he's still our guy after the bye. What? After a 32-13 embarrassment? After wasting a 5-sack masterpiece? It's not loyalty at that point. It's delusion. Cleveland's ready. The locker room's ready. The fans are begging for it because one quarterback is losing games and the other one is losing patience.
If this is your guy and you believe that you as a head coach can get the most out of Dillon Gabriel, so in my mind, you should have him at minimum looking like he did his senior year in college.
That's the truth right there. Raw, unfiltered, and long overdue. Because Dillon Gabriel wasn't drafted to lead this team. He was drafted to learn. A developmental guy, a clipboard carrier, the type you groom behind a real franchise quarterback. And yet we're here watching him masquerade as the face of a franchise that deserves so much more. That first drive, beautiful, perfect script. Motion, misdirection, balance. Harold Fannin wide open on the flood route, and Gabriel delivers it on time. 7.7 yards. The biggest separation for a Browns touchdown in 3 years. You could feel the stadium wake up. It was like finally they got something cooking. And then nothing. Silence, stagnation. The Patriots adjusted and Gabriel folded. They said beat us deep. He couldn't. They said beat us with the eyes. He hesitated. They said prove you belong. He didn't. That's not hate. That's the tape. Because once that script ran out, the creativity died. And what's left? An offense that's allergic to rhythm and terrified of risk. Meanwhile, Kevin Stefanski is standing at the podium saying, Dillon Gabriel is still our quarterback. Like loyalty gonna fix incompetence. You got a coach preaching execution while his own decisions are the problem. You got a generational pass rusher begging for help, and you got a young quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, sitting right there, ready, waiting, wasting away behind politics and pride. This ain't about one game anymore. It's about identity. The Browns could be great, but not with a coach who'd rather be right than win. Myles Garrett gave you a performance for the ages. Shedeur is giving you hope for the future. But Stefanski, he's giving you excuses for the present. Cleveland's better than this. The off-ramp is right there, and it's labeled accountability. Here's the reality, Cleveland. You can't build a dynasty on denial. You can't keep wasting legends like Myles Garrett and locking up future stars like Shedeur Sanders behind pride and politics. Dillon Gabriel was overdrafted, overprotected, and over his head, and everybody in that locker room knows it. 5 sacks from your franchise cornerstone, 13 points from your offense. That's not football. That's failure. Kevin Stefanski keeps preaching execution, but the only thing he's executing is belief. Because every week this continues, every snap Gabriel takes, every excuse Stefanski makes, the locker room slips further away. You can't fool the tape, you can't fool the fans, and you damn sure can't fool Myles Garrett's body language. This city is tired of potential. It's ready for production. It's time to stop babying the problem and start building the solution. Unleash Shedeur Sanders, save the locker room, and save the season. Because the off-ramp is open, Cleveland, and the sign says change or collapse. Drop your take below. Is the league scared of Shedeur Sanders, or just scared of what happens when Cleveland finally lets him cook?